Yo, so what's going on? How you doing? It was a fun night for me. I know, in an extremely wrong, racist way, I had a great night last night. I was hanging out with my mom and wife. We went to this little hibachi place. I don't know if hibachi signifies the type of grilling or food there. I don't know if it's considered Chinese, Japanese, Mongolian, Thai. I have no clue, man. I have no clue. So we go to this place, and it's basically set up like a buffet. There's a long line of raw food that you can pick out, put on a plate, and this guy cooks it for you on the grill right in front of your eyes. So you come over, you pick up your shrimp, your chicken, your noodles, whatever you want, you throw it on there, your dog and your cat, and you hand it to this guy. This guy cooks it up for you. Boom, 5 minutes flat. You got a nice little meal. It's got some good flavoring to it. Really, really good food. So as I was leaving my aisle, there's a line forming, obviously, because there's only one guy working this, and you got tons of people wanting to eat at this buffet. So we're leaving out, and this old lady, I'd say she's about 40, 45, you know, she's one of those, like, midlife kind of women that probably lost her husband, seems like a writer. There's something off about her, like she's depressed and hates the world, you know what I mean? She's like the cat lady kind of thing. You think she just stays inside all day, and then one time she comes out the buffet, she gets mad because some little fucking young whippersnapper like me is just so amazing. She's like, oh my god, fucking kids these days. You know, those people that just naturally hate on everything and just seem to go gloomy, grumpy cat, you know? So she comes up and, you know, all professional and cranky and shit. And he looks at her and he says, hey, would you like fried rice? Okay, let me say it how he said it. You want fried rice? That's kind of what comes out. And her response to him, and I quote, was, yes, please. Yes, please. Now, at that moment, that defining moment was where I lost my shit all over the floor. Because she didn't mean to do it. She gave this look at him, he didn't catch it. She gave the look at me, I caught it. And then she felt like she did the worst thing in the world. She felt so guilty, so messed up because she did that. And it was so wrong, and I lost it, and I laughed so hard because this lady said, yes, please. So it was one of those situations. I mean, have you ever been around somebody, if you're like American, have you ever been around somebody that's country and actually talk a little bit more country, or you're around someone that's black and you talk a little bit more black, or you're around like a guy with a British accent and you actually talk a little bit like that, or something like that? You know what I mean? You've done that before. Everybody does, but at this moment it was like the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I just felt like sharing that with you guys. This lady was, she just turned red and so embarrassed, and I didn't even notice she said it, because I just automatically just thought she said yes please, and then I realized, and it clicked in my head, she said please, and I was like, oh my god, that's so fucked up. I laughed so hard I couldn't help it. But anyways, without further ado, I want to talk to you about a nice little commentary topic today. This is one that a lot of people ask me about, and I don't think I've actually honestly addressed this one before, and that's what would happen if YouTube kind of just died out. What would you do? What's the alternative? Do you have a fallback pwn? What would you like to do? So on and so forth. I mean, almost every commentator gets asked this, and I can tell you 9 times out of 10, most of those commentators don't have a fallback. A lot of these guys are very, very, very comfortable, and most of them, if they were to try to find a fallback and go back into the real world, they wouldn't make a fraction of what they're making now. Like if, for example, if, you know, PewDiePie, if YouTube died right now, there was no money to be had. This dude makes millions of dollars a year from YouTube. I'm not shitting you at all. I'm not exaggerating. He makes probably a couple $1 million a year off of YouTube. What is he going to do falling back into the real world that he's going to make that kind of money? Nothing. Me on the other hand, you know, I'd be dropping the minimum wage, and I would probably be making a little bit less than what I am now, but nothing super significant, nothing that's not doable, so on and so forth. So a lot of people ask me, Pone, what would you do if you had to go back into the real world? And I say it that way because a lot of people judge what we do as not being a real job. People judge us for what we do, and they look down on us and underestimate us. They think that we've just been out of reality for so long, we've not dealt with people in normal American jobs, hoo-ah, America, that we're not, I guess, groomed. We're not well kept enough to handle the real world. We've been out of it so long. People just think all we do is play video games. So a lot of people look at us like, oh man, oh dude, if fucking YouTube fell out, what the fuck would you do, man, huh? Take shots to the mouth, right there, guy? Oh yeah, man. And that's honestly what people think of us. They think that I get this insult all the time too. When there's assholes or trolls, people look at me, Pone, you're so ugly, you're so fat. My God, you can only fucking do YouTube because you're good at video games. If you didn't have YouTube, you wouldn't be able to do fucking anything in the real world. They fucking fuck your face, bend you over, and shove a cactus up your dick. And you know what I mean? These guys get crazy out of control because they think that what we do is easy, and we wouldn't be, I guess, suitable for the real world. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to make that adjustment. And my answer to you, Mr. Guy, is I would do whatever it takes. Seriously, if I had to go work at Walmart, it's okay. Have I done that kind of shit before? Yeah. People act like the only thing I've ever done is YouTube. I'm like, no, dude. You know, I managed a Blockbuster for a couple years. I've worked at a corporate car wash. I've, you know, done this and that. You know, I've had a few different jobs during my lifetime. Some people just think that because we play video games that we're socially awkward and we're not ready to handle the real world. We're only likable on the internet, and I think that's just kind of funny. But again, I mean, my honest answer is if YouTube fell through, what would I do? And my answer to you is whatever it takes. I'd have to jump on something as quick as possible. Maybe work at Walmart for right now. I mean, I know it's quite easy to get a job there and some other places, but you know, people look down on it. I mean, am I going to get a giant career job? Probably not, no. I didn't go through school. I don't have many things. But again, the best thing you can do is actually have somebody that you know. You have a sure way into some sort of source or job or anything like that. Education is important, but nowadays, as there's so many people in their area of expertise and such limited jobs and people going to fucking college for stupid-ass ideas that they'll never, ever actually need, then what it honestly comes down to is you have to have somebody that you know to get you into a solid job. I'd love to work with computers or something like that. I'd love to be able to do something like that. That's what I would aim for. Would I get that as soon as I drop out of YouTube? No, it's not going to happen. But I'm going to do whatever it takes. Got a kid on the way, got my wife to take care of. So honestly, I do whatever it takes, and it's not a problem. I've worked CVS a couple months. I've done this and that. I've done heating and cooling, plumbing, roofing, you know, flooring. I've done almost anything you can think of to get by and make money and stuff. And so I understand. I've been out in the world, and I just think that's just one thing that is always, it's kind of irritated me. This kind of turned into like a fucking rant or whatever, but you know, yeah, it's honestly like a moment of, you know, people just think that what we do is just play video games, and they underestimate what we do and just think that we're not suitable and set and ready for the real world. And I think it's kind of funny, because people just don't understand what we do. But again, like I said, if everything was to fall apart and the world was to shit on me, I'd sit there and be like, yes, please, and just take it. You know what I mean? It's just like whatever at that time. YOLO, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. There's no right or wrong job. I don't look down on people that, you know, work at a car wash versus somebody that manages a multi-million-dollar company. There's no one that's better or worse than somebody else. I don't get mad at people and all these people that act like they're better than you or something like that. It's no situation. People work for a living. How much you get paid is great and all. I mean, as long as you have enough to support a family, that's all it comes down to. Anything beyond that just doesn't fucking matter, guys. So that's my story. Obviously, things change. I mean, there's a lot of commentators that make a lot of money. It'd be really, really hard for them to switch back from their lifestyle. It's already hard right now for me trying to switch my lifestyle because of the big hit that I took. But again, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So that's just my address to that, or what a lot of people think. I'd probably try to pick up a simple job, work at Walmart or cashier somewhere, just part-time until I could find some sort of office job for me. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to drop